All right, so Jethro, the last time that we talked on Messenger, you said that you want the youths to be to have this idea wherein they should have the ability to do or to do, not to try. So my question is, why do you what do you mean by that?
Yes. Alam mo kasi kuya,
Mm-hmm.
for a very long time in my life, I would escape from opportunities. I would always tell myself that, bahala na yan. O,
Mm-mm.
ba't ko naman gagawin yan? Ano makukuha ko? But in reality, the very reason why I would say no to these opportunities is because I was afraid of failure, of what other people would think, mainly these two, of failure and how others would perceive me if I were to pursue these opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
So now that I'm older, 22,
Okay.
I can say that if I had the chance to go back in time, it would be to tell myself to take these opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Because, in our day and age, money is arguably the most important asset in our
Yeah.
world. What people forget is that money can always be earned,
Mm-hmm.
today, tomorrow, later. What can never be earned back is time.
Mm-hmm.
It's more important than
Yeah.
any resource.
Okay, so you've said that money, yeah, can be earned, but time is really gold. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so what is the time, or what is the biggest mistake that you have done that you regret that you didn't take the opportunity?
Yes. Kuya, I like that question. For me, the biggest regret is not even trying at all.
Okay.
Because I told you, I remember on Messenger, I told you that the best aspect I can share is to do, not to try. Well, in my case, I didn't even try these opportunities. My greatest fear, for me, my greatest fear is dying.
Mm-hmm.
My greatest fear is waking up one day at the age of 50, 60,
Mm-hmm.
and looking back and saying to myself, ay grabe, dapat ginawa ko to,
Yeah.
dapat sinabi ko yun. When I'm 50, I want to be able to say that I was able to do this, do that, because I didn't try, I did.
Okay. Now, what is your biggest goal for now that you want others to look after you, that you should do like me?
Okay. Para sa akin, kuya, especially in our time now, people focus too much on their goals.
Mhm.
People want to be a doctor, an
Mhm.
engineer, an
Yeah.
astronaut, a policeman or policewoman. But from my opinion, from my experience, and from my own experience and observations, people tend to forget that the most important factor, aside from having a dream, are
Mhm.
the little steps leading to that dream. Of course, we all want to get to somewhere far in the future. We all want to be successful. Who doesn't want to be? But
Mhm.
we forget the little things, such as going to sleep early, taking
Yeah,
care of
yeah.
ourselves, putting in the work. Because it's funny, I've met many people who have grand dreams of becoming something they want in the future. But what happens? They don't go to school, they don't sleep early,
Mhm.
they don't pass the requirements. How can we build that strong building, or that tall building, if the foundation is weak?
Mhm.
So I want the youth to focus on the short term, what they have to do next in order for the long term to be a reality.
Okay. So you've said that you want, all right, to become a yeah, it's like you want to become the best version of yourself that you cannot regret when you turn 50, right? So what do you think is the things that makes you sad whenever you whenever you are imagining, or when you're realizing, for example, you're in your area alone like that, and that you're realizing, dapat sana ginawa ko yon, dapat sana ito sana yung gagawin ko, bakit hindi ko ginawa? Ano ba yung pinaka mataas na pangarap mo na hindi mo nagawa?
Okay. A very bittersweet question, kuya. Well, right now when I think about that question, what I regret is saying no.
Mm.
Because there are many experiences in the past where I don't feel comfortable dwelling into.
Mm-hmm.
But what I can say is saying no to these opportunities. The biggest factor for me of why I had that mentality is the fear of failure, the fear of rejection. I would focus too much on what other people would say. That's the main reason why I failed to take advantage of these opportunities. I failed to say yes to these opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
So now that I'm older, I'm 22 years old, I realize now that, whatever we do in life, people will always find something to say.
Yeah.
Be it good or bad, people will always find or nitpick about what you're doing in your life. So it sounds very cheesy, but
Yeah.
I want not just the youth, but my current or even older generations to realize even more that who who's going to live your life if you won't live it for yourself, if you allow yourself to be shackled by the very opinions that others have over you, then what's the point of living?
Okay. Papunta naman tayo sa SDG goal na nakuha mo or pinili mo nung nakikompete ka when you compete on the Mr. UB 2023. You've said that your the SDG that you have picked is empowering students against bullying.
Yes, kuya.
Why of all those SDG, why that?
Honestly, kuya, my first SDG, advocacy, was supposed to be on mental health.
Okay.
But later on, na-realize ko rin every time I would think about it, parang scripted.
Oo.
Pag iniisip ko yung advocacy ko on mental health. Because yes, I do feel sad, but never depressed. And I do feel nervous, but not anxious. So I asked myself, ano nga ba ang advocacy na may connection ako? And that was bullying, kuya.
Okay.
And for a period in my life, when I was elementary, grade 5,
Okay.
I was bullied in my classroom, not by students, but by my music teacher.
Okay.
So for a very long time in my life, kuya, when I would think back about it, before I joined the Mr. and Miss UB 2023, I would always cringe when people would ask me to share my experiences on bullying. Laging napapaganon when I imagine myself back then. Kasi it's something I was not very proud of. It's something I was ashamed of. Na nabully ako nung grade 5 and I knew what to do pero hindi ko ginawa. Going back to your question kanina, kuya, is I didn't stand up for myself.
Okay.
And when I know I should have. Actually, ito rin, I want to share this, kuya. I'm not proud of this, but there was also a point in my life where I was the bully.
Okay.
So, I know what it's like to be bullied, and I know what it's like to be a bully. So, now that I'm here in front of you, kuya, and if I have bullied you in the past, I want you to know na I regret that and mali yun. And if we see each other on the road or sa school, please point it out to me so I can apologize to you in person. But again, I'm sorry for doing that.
Yes.